Hey, Kelly,
What's up, Alex?
you want to do a dead end?
Oh man, I love dead ends. But remind me what it is.
So in dead ends, we talk about other, not people, but other things that have passed, things that aren't around anymore, things that we might remember, things that we might not have ever been around for, but things that don't exist anymore, but we remember them fondly.
Yeah, or maybe they still do exist, but they're like losing steam. Like CD-ROMs.
Sure. So in the same vein of Dirt Nap City, these are things that you might find in Dirt Nap City, but they're not people.
Yeah. No, I'd love to do one of those.
Yeah, the people that are in Dirt Nap City still have access to all these things.
Oh man, that makes me want to go there. Kind of. You think I'll ever get there?
I think you will in due time. Don't rush it, man. Things are fine here.
You said if I go, you'll do an episode about me, so that sounded kind of exciting.
It's the first episode, but then but don't go yet.
All right, I won't. Well, what do you got?
Well, I got a silly one today, but I'm passionate about this because I remember this fondly, and I remember it utilizing this as a college kid, but then I also kind of think about this as in the context of a bad business idea too.
Was this something you actually personally used?
Oh, all the time in college.
Oh, I think I know.
No, you don't. I don't think we ever did this together.
Was it parachute pants?
No.
Because I know you had a couple pairs of those.
I didn't have as many parachute pants as you might have thought, but I probably had more than you did.
Yeah, I had 0. So if you had any, even if you had parachute shorts, you had more than me.
I did not have parachute. I've never even heard of parachute shorts, but we'll save that for another episode.
All right. Well, so this is something that you are feeling passionate about. It's something that you did. Is it something I would have done back in the day?
You could have, just not when I don't recall us doing this together.
Was it an activity?
I always felt like you had more money than I did in college, so you never had to resort to things like this.
Was it ramen?
No. It was the Wendy Super Bar.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember the Wendy Super Bar?
Honestly, I had so much money, I was just eating at Jeffrey's all the time.
Dude, the Wendy's, first of all, let's harken back to the late 80s. And do you remember what Wendy's looked like back then? They had that solarium, kind of that atrium solarium layout where there was like a greenhouse kind of thing. Jutting out from the Wendy's.
I've been to a few Wendy's recently that still have that, actually.
Really?
Yeah, like the little glass window thing. Wendy's is one of our road trip stops because I do love a Frosty and coffee together. You get a Frosty and a small coffee. You eat a little bit of the Frosty and then you pour a little bit of the coffee in. Man, it's good.
But Wendy's in 1988 was way better because Wendy's in 1988 had this super bar. And when I say super bar, it was a super bar, man. They had for $2.99, which, it sounds cheap. But even today's money, that's $7.69 today. Still a pretty good bargain. For $2.99, right. They build it as eating all the Italian, Mexican, and salad you can eat.
I honestly don't remember this at all. So this wasn't, you're talking about Wendy's, the hamburger place.
Yeah. What other Wendy's is there?
Mexican and Italian food?
So what they'd have was, that was their pitch. You'd go into this Wendy's and they would have 3 kinds of pasta. They'd have rotini, fettuccine. They had sauce with or without meat. They had burritos that you could make. They had like tortillas, beans, meat, and you could load that all up. And then they had a full salad bar. They had fruit. Some had a baked potato bar. Some had pizza that they just kept like a pizza buffet.
Was there a Wendy's on MLK in Austin?
Yes.
Is that where you went?
Yes, I think it's where Cane's is now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember that being there, and I remember turning my nose up and thinking that's where the poor kids eat.
Yeah, and you're right. Because not only would we go for $2.99, but we would bring like 6, 7, 8 people and get like one $2.99 dish, and everybody would eat off of that. We
Oh
would
man.
split the $2.99 like 6 ways.
And that's why they don't have this anymore.
So for like 50 cents a piece, you could eat until they threw you out. And the people working there, they didn't care.
There was also a Gaddy's over there on MLK, like right at Guadalupe and MLK. There was Mr. Gaddy's, and now I know they had a big pizza buffet. Once again, more of a poor kid thing than I did, than I went to go to.
Love the burgeroni at Gaddy's, but no, this was a deal, and I can't believe you don't remember it. But you probably never went, like you say, but they would always have, like, at the end of the salad bar, they would have this big vat of chocolate pudding. And the chocolate pudding would always have like a little bit of cheese on top, or maybe some French dressing that had been like, sprayed on there, or some maybe some beans. And I love a good chocolate pudding, but it was always just in the line of fire from all the other food that they had.
What's the worst thing you ever found in a salad bar?
Found? You mean?
Well, I'm going to tell you, one time I made a big salad. I think this was at Wendy's, perhaps. Maybe why I didn't go anymore. And I got my lettuce and, got my bacon bits and my olives and those little crispy noodle looking things.
Yeah, you love a good bacon bit, don't you?
Tons of blue cheese on there, maybe a couple tomatoes to make it healthy. And I take a big bite and I just keep chewing. And somebody had dropped gum into the salad bar.
That might have been me.
Oh. Good Lord, that was gross. Hence why I never went back to the Wendy's Super Bar.
Well, you're kind of veering into the reason that Wendy's doesn't have this anymore. It was really hard to keep clean. When you got these college kids and high school kids like us that are going there and just making a mess of the place, it was really hard to have the 1 to 2 employees there keep that thing clean. It was actually pretty easy to stock up, though, because the meat in the sauce was just the hamburger meat that they, like leftover hamburger meat. The tacos meat was just leftover. So they had tons of hamburgers. So they could throw meat in the sauce, meat in the tacos. The breadsticks were just buns that were left over. They would just turn those into breadsticks.
And croutons.
But, with people like my crew coming and spending, 50 cents per person, yet taking up half the restaurant and then having it hard to keep clean, they did away with that. But, Wendy's Super Bar, I didn't realize this until I did a little research into this. It lasted until 1998. I was well on off of the Wendy's Super Bar by 1998. I probably went hard from 88 to 92 with the Wendy's salad bar or Wendy's Super Bar.
4 years of that.
Yeah, I think probably 1992. I was a grown ass man by then, and I it was beneath me.
And now when you go to get a checkup from your doctor and you find something wrong, you just say, "Yeah, Wendy's Super Bar." In 92.
But
residual.
So check this out. I was thinking about this Wendy's Super Bar. I did a little research, and then in the last couple of weeks, I saw a news story about Red Lobster and how they had this catastrophe with their endless shrimp promotion.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Red Lobster and their endless shrimp promotion, but for $20 last year in 2023, for $20, you could go and basically have all the shrimp you could eat. They bring you, I think they have 5 different shrimp dishes. You pick 2, and then you start with 2, and then you can just keep asking for more. And that cost Red Lobster $11 million in losses in the third quarter of 2023.
Wow.
Too many people participated in this. It was supposed to bring traffic in, but everybody decided to do that. So they raised it to $25. I think currently they might still even be doing this, but they just keep raising the price because this endless shrimp makes people come to Red Lobster. But the problem is everybody's choosing the endless shrimp, and that is costing them money. And I read this, And I thought, this really sounds familiar. I feel like I've read this story before. So a quick Google search took me to a 2003 article. Turns out I had read this same story before by Red Lobster. In 2003, they fired their CEO for, wait for it, the endless crab promotion. You kidding me? So in 2003, they had an endless crab promotion for $23, which is $38 in today's money. You could eat all the crab, and it was exactly the same problem as the shrimp problem is now. At the time, the chairman of the board said it wasn't the second helping on all you can eat, but it was the third. And then the CEO chimed in and said, and maybe the fourth. The people were coming and they were getting 3 and 4 helpings, and that's what did them in. And what happened was the price of crab increased by a lot during that promotion, but they ended up firing the CEO over it. Fast forward 20 years, and we're doing the same thing now with shrimp. Did they think they could outsmart this? The situation?
Here's the thing. It actually seems like shrimp would be worse because shrimp are smaller and you can eat more of them.
Right. Now it was the equivalent of $38 for the endless crab, and it's 20. They started with 20. Now it's 25 for the endless shrimp. But this, not a good idea.
Yeah.
I think the lesson here is unless you go full all you can eat, you shouldn't try to do it. Now, there are places that do a really, really savvy job of all you can eat. And there's lots of different YouTube videos out there talking about secrets of all you can eat places and how they make money. Let me just give you a few of these.
First, give me a secret of all you can eat.
Well, they not secret of on the eater's side, secret on the restaurant side, how they make money doing this. So they put the cheaper items at the beginning. So the vegetables, the rice, the bread, salad bar, a lot of times that's the first thing you walk into, right? Those are the things that are cheap on their end and will fill you up. They put lots of starchy foods in there. So lots of rice and rolls, noodles, creamy foods, and fried foods. They want to fill you up so you don't keep going back and forth. Then on things that are relatively cheap, vegetables, believe it or not, are cheap for them because they can buy them in bulk. And they put enormous spoons in anything that they want you to load up on. So mashed potatoes, vegetables, they put enormous spoons so you get as many as you can. And then
I think I need to try this strategy at home.
When you get to the meat and the things that are more expensive, they give you tiny little tongs.
Right,
so
right.
So I don't know if I've ever been to a Golden Corral, but I would assume that this is what like Lube. Well, Luby's isn't all you can eat, is it? No, I think a Golden Corral.
There used to be one called Ryan's. There was Golden Corral. It's funny. My dad used to call those places the Trough.
Right,
He'd say, let's go eat at the Trough.
Well, my wife tells me about a place. She grew up in Cleveland, and there was a place called Duff's. And
we had Duff's in Houston for a while,
and it was a stall. Like
that's the one. That's actually the one my dad used to call the Trough. That was the original Trough in our family.
It was literally you'd go and it would just be a stall, and they would just keep filling you up with food, right?
Dang.
No, in fact, when we went to Cleveland earlier this year, I was looking for a Duff's so I could, because I can't picture what it would look like, and I don't think they have them anymore.
Right, they don't even have Duff beer there.
Yeah. So they also give you small plates at these all-you-can-eat places. You'd think that's counterintuitive. You'd think you'd want a big plate so people could put a lot of stuff. But actually, there's a psychological thing where if you have a small plate, you'd have to make more trips. And the act of you keeping on going to make more trips makes you seem fuller. And they want you to feel like, wow, this is the 9th trip I've made. Maybe I better slow down.
Well, although actually you're, getting up and walking, you're kind of exercising, you're burning off some of those calories. So It seems counterintuitive. All right. Now, have you ever been to Kura, the sushi place?
No, but we have an all-you-can-eat sushi place here.
Well, Kura, they have one here in Austin, and I think there's one in Houston as well. It has conveyor belts with the food that go by. Mm-hmm. And the way it works is you can pull anything you want off the conveyor belt. So, it's like sushi, it's sashimi, it's rice, it's a salad, pot stickers, noodles, all kinds of stuff. And when you pull it off and you eat it, you drop your plate, you slide your plate down this little chute, and it counts the plates. And every plate is like $2.50 or $3 or whatever. And then there's a screen that keeps tabs of how many plates you've eaten. And if you eat a certain number of plates, you actually, there's a big gumball machine on top of the table, like up high above the conveyor belt. After you've eaten a certain number, it will drop down a prize. You win a prize. So
I want you to
Pavlovian.
Take me to, no, I want you to take me to this place. That sounds
let's go to Kura. It's amazing.
No, I've been to a place in San Francisco that had little boats. All the sushi was on little boats. It was called Sushi Boat, and you'd go and you'd take, but each boat cost different, depending on what color the sail was. Each boat would cost a different amount.
Well, do you remember Ponchos where speaking of sails, where you had the little flag and when you raised the flag?
Yeah.
And then there's those Brazilian steakhouses where you get a little card and one side is green and one side is red. And when you want more meat, if you have the green side up, they're all over you. But they have a salad bar there that's actually really good as well.
Yeah.
But only a fool fills up on salad at Fogo de Chao.
That's a rookie mistake. You know what else they do in these places? They give you small forks. Apparently, small forks make you eat slower and make you get full faster. And the big thing, too, is they give you very large beverage glasses. They want you to fill up on like carbonated
soda
drinks. Yeah, soda. And so you'll feel full. The whole idea is to get you full as fast as you can on their end.
Wow.
Now, there's probably just as many YouTube videos out there to try to tell you how to beat the system. I think the best way would probably go in reverse.
Yeah, eat the small stuff first. The stuff with small. If it's got a small serving utensil, then it's probably what you want to eat the most of.
And they also reserve the right to kick you out or to tell you you're done. There's nothing in the Constitution that says that all you can eat, that we have the right to eat all you can eat in an all you can eat place. So all these places can tell you when you're done, and they're not called all you can eat anymore. I think they say all you care to eat. Yeah.
Somebody in the marketing department came up with that. That's brilliant.
All you care to eat. Well, that's all I got, man. I was just wanted to tell you a little bit about some all you can eat places and the OG of all you can eat places in my eyes, the Wendy's Super Bar. Take care, everybody.